Alberto. Welcome to Parental Vision podcast. Thank you so much for taking time to sit down with me today.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. How you feeling today?
I'm be honest, a little nervous, but excited at the same time.
Oh my gosh, don't be nervous.
Yeah,
It's going to be an easy conversation, just two parents chopping it up.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. So as I said already, you're obviously here because you're a father.
Yep.
So please tell me about your kids. Tell me their ages, their names. Let's dive right in.
Interesting. So, they're 16 years old, and they were born the day of my birthday.
Gifts.
Yep. January 15, 2010. Yeah. And, yeah, it was quite exciting when I heard when I'm about to have twins. It was nervous, wrecking, but at the same time, I was excited.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, I believe they run on both sides of the family. So on my side, my father's side, and her, I don't know it's on her side, I don't know which part of her side was, but they both run on both sides of the family. So, yeah, I knew it was going to be strong.
Oh, my goodness. So you have boys or girls?
Boy and a girl.
Boy. Oh, you have a boy and a girl.
Yes, boy and a girl.
Best of both worlds. That's
Yes.
beautiful. And what's their names?
Aaron and Jalen.
Aaron and Jaden.
Yep.
Pretty names. I like that.
Yeah.
So when you first found out you were going to be a father, like you said you were nervous, but like what were like the actual detailed thoughts? Like, holy shit, I'm going to be a dad.
Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly like that. I was like, holy shit, I'm going to be a dad. I don't know what the hell to do. What should I do from here on?
Oh, wow. What were you afraid of, though? Like, what were some of the fears that you thought you were going to have to face when you did become a father?
It was more money-wise because work-wise, I was, like, low. How should I say? Like, wasn't getting paid as much because I'm just coming. Well, I just came out of I came out of high school, and I had a job in high school. So it was a program where I was going every 3 days a week to go to work. And then from that program, we would get paid like $50 a week. But it would teach us how to work, you know, in the environment. By the time we get out of high school, we should know how to work. And it's, how should I say it? I don't know how to explain it. It was a program from the state.
Okay.
So they basically help students to learn how to
get ready for the real world.
Get ready to work. Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly how it is.
And do you think that was beneficial to you anyway?
It was. And, you know, it was just a program for I think it was like 3 years.
Okay.
And I actually wish they could have kept doing it because that actually helped those students for those 3 years to help out at the world, to work for yourself.
Right.
And I noticed that other students that didn't have the opportunity to do that type of job, they're just, and I'm still getting in contact with a lot of these students that I went to high school with. They really don't do much, you know. And those that I know that actually had the experience of working, they do more for themselves, more for their families too, and stuff like that. So that helped out. But yeah. So I went to work, and I was like, damn. I was at work, and I'm like, damn. Kept thinking like, damn. I'm having twins. But I need a better job. So I started working a second job to see if I could be able to save up money because I know it was gonna be tough. I got twins.
Yeah.
So, but it came that day of her giving birth, and I was there when she gave birth to the twins. It was exciting. I was like a nervous wreck. I was like, you know how if you have a dog and it comes home and it starts running all over the place because all excited. That's how my mind was. I was just all over the place, all over the room. I was excited.
Oh, wow.
When my daughter came out first. It was awesome. It was awesome. I heard her for the first time when I heard her cry. it was amazing. And then my son came out. He had some complication because his the umbilical cord was around and
Wrapped around his neck.
wrapped around his neck.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
but good thing that they saved him. It shook him a few times and he started breathing.
Thank God.
And I heard him cry, and it was just exciting.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bringing a child into the world is always beautiful, or it should be. I'll say that it should be beautiful. So, what were some of the challenges that you faced once you became a father?
How to adjust myself into try to take care of them both at the same time. For like an example, like I will come home from work, they'll be sleeping. I'm pretty sure as soon as they hear my voice, once wakes up, starts crying. Great, how you doing? This and that. Let me change your diaper. Let me feed you. Put you to sleep. The other one wakes up. I got to do the same thing on that one. So by the time I'm done feeding and changing the diaper on this one, the other wakes up again. So it's like back and forth and like never ending. But luckily, like we were both working, so luckily by the time she comes from work, I would get some rest, and then the next day I get ready to go to work. So while she's taking care of them, it'll go back and forth.
So when other parents who have twins, basically, it's safe to say, take shifts.
Yeah.
As parents.
Yeah, but it's a long process.
Yeah.
For the first. I will say for the first year, it's just a long process with twins. So it's exciting, but it's a process. I can tell you that it's not easy.
I can believe it.
It's not.
Well, tell me about their personalities. Like, which one is more like you? How are they in school?
My son is more like me. He's more very.
Because he's the boy.
Yeah. Well, no, not. Yeah. No, not because of that. I mean, he's calm, very cool, calm, collected. He's on his own world. Like he's basically like he do his own things and stuff like that. And he's he'll basically like if there's company, he'll come down, he'll say hi, and then he goes back upstairs and go play in the room and stuff like that. My daughter's more like she'll sit next to you and she'll ask a whole bunch of questions like, what's your name? What you like to do? What's your favorite game? This and that. Like she's very active. So that's her mom's side. So, but they both. The good thing about they both look out for each other in school. So, more like my daughter, she looks more after my son. She's more like she's tough. She's a tough girl.
Yeah.
So if she know that my son's getting bullied, you better not turn your back.
Yeah.
Because she comes right at back. So
that was gonna be my next question. How do you deal with like bullying with kids in school and things like that? But I guess you kind of answered it already.
Yeah. I mean, after that, like I'm gonna tell you right now, like my son, he does get bullied in school, but he got her sister. That's what I like. They even though they still look out for each other, or if a boy would bother my daughter, he'll step in. He'll definitely step in because that's what I like about them. They both take care of each other.
Yeah.
And that brings me up with my sister and me, us growing up, we were like that. That's why till today we're just
thick as thieves.
Yeah, it's just me and my sister. We was two siblings. Me and my sister. We always looked out for each other. Remember back in high school, we would go to the mall and we do shopping, and we're like she's how should I say it? Like she asked for my opinions and stuff like that for each other. So that's how we always end up looking out for each other too. So that's what got me thinking like me and my son. I mean, my daughter and my son always look out for each other, and that brings a lot of memory as me growing up too.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
When your son does get bullied in school, though, besides having his sister as, a safe haven, safety net, a protector, how do you and your wife handle that?
It's crazy. Well, right now, it's my baby mom. We all separately.
Oh,
Yeah. So we're separately. But times where I get phone calls and if our parents have to come into school and stuff like that, we both end up showing up in school to take care of the situation.
You both show up.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
So we still look out for each other, even though there are times where we want to rip each other's head off. I'll tell you that right now. And this is the other story. Yeah, we're probably end up ripping. We don't really get along with each other, but when it comes to the kids, we're very strict with our kids.
Yeah.
So but crazy thing about this is that I'm not sure if it's because I get along with her husband. That's crazy stories. Like, so I'm not a jealous person.
Yeah.
And me and her husband, we could sit down and watch TV and talk to each other, have a few drinks and stuff like that.
Really?
We're like best friends. And but there's time where I notice that I don't know if it's because of that she gets jealous or stuff like that we're talking.
Wait, so the mother of your children gets jealous that you and her husband get along?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
and
funny.
And I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not not like that she gets mad and gets jealous, but I like that me and her husband has a good relation.
Yeah, because he's the one that's around your children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I respect that, and I give that to him too, of taking care of our kids.
Right.
So I'm very grateful.
Absolutely.
So I'm that's one thing I am very like there's just a word for it. Can't even think of it right now. But I'm grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very grateful that he's around the kids, that he take care of them too, like if it's his own kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind that. Normally there are fathers out there that, don't touch my kids, or, I don't want my kids next to you and stuff like that. It's all depends.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta have a good mentality for that. You gotta be open minded more into what's going on around and stuff like that. But I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.
Absolutely. What was that a hard transition for you though? Like, because first of all, before you answer that, when you guys broke up, how old were the kids?
They were about, I'll say about like 4 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that transition like?
That part was hard. It was hard because I know they were going to be away. I mean, there's always things around it to work, but it was hard. We went into a little discussion, a little argument, and we didn't do anything. So we were at my house. We didn't do anything, but she was gonna leave, and she was gonna take the kids. And my worries was I asked her, "Where are you going?" She's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." I'm like, "Well, I need to worry. I do worry about it because I want to know where. Honestly, I don't care where you're gonna go, but you're taking my kids, so I need to know where you're gonna be at. Because if anything happens, I could be right there."
It's just important to know where your kids are going to be. Yeah.
So I got into a little argument, and so I'm like, you know what? Actually, it became a big argument. I want you out of here. I told her, I want you out of here, but I need the kids with me. If you're gonna go somewhere, go right ahead. If you're gonna go without me telling me, then go ahead, but leave the kids here
Mm.
with me. I have no problem taking care of them. But she wrapped the kids up in a blanket, put them in their, oh my God, I forgot what they call, where you put the car seats.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, I don't feel safe right now, so I'm going to call the cops. And I did. You're in my home, and I don't know where you're going to go. I'm going to call the cops. Obviously, I was young. I still don't know what was this whole situation was going to happen or whatever, so I ended up calling the cops. Cops came up. They arrested me.
The cops arrested you?
They arrested me.
Why?
Because supposedly that I put my hands on her.
Oh, she said you hit her.
Yeah. And I didn't even touch her at all.
So she said that because she was mad that you were trying to stop her from taking the kids.
Right.
Okay.
And I broke her arm. So if I broke her arm, how does she manage to bring the kids downstairs, one on each arm? So, of course, it was all fake stuff that she did.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to court
Mm-hmm.
for a whole year fighting this whole situation. I'm like, if this is going to happen, you know what? I put myself in child support.
Wow.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll take care of the kids. I'll give them whatever they need, and I'll just keep working for it. So, of course, having twins, it was quite a bit of money coming out of my account, out of my check a week.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was like, that's fine. These goes for my kids.
What was your profession at the time?
I was still working for as a cleaning company for people with disability and stuff like that, and had a chance to take the people on the field. Could be state buildings, federal buildings, for to go clean and do stuff like that. And I was a supervisor for them.
Okay.
That was my morning, and then night shift was working for another company. It was a manufacturing company, just building motors for fans and stuff like that.
Okay.
So at that point, I was just trying to keep up with the kids' bills and stuff like that. I was just exhausted.
Understood.
But I don't care. As long as it was for my kids, I was trying to do anything that I could just to make sure they were okay. The good thing is that she was still, I was making sure she was taking care of them the way there was.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing that. Of course, I was still spending money on them and spending money on court. Till they found out, they did investigation where her arm was not broken.
Right.
So they reduced the amount of my child support
Because she lied.
because she lied.
Oh, wow.
So now she had to step up and, 50-50 right in front of the court or the judge. I was kind of happy about that because they were looking at me like I was the one that was...
Like a monster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I'm not. Like I said, I'm very calm, collected. At the time, like I was young, but I was still trying to be understandable and try to work things around.
Yeah.
Without me still knowing what I'm getting into.
Right.
And only because I didn't know what I was getting into is because of my reading and writing. I was having a hard time. I couldn't read and write. So looking at paperwork, it was just like looking at nothing.
Wow.
Like scratching my head, what can I do? I will ask someone at the clerk office, hey, listen, and these are one of the troubles that I was going through too, because also disability. Hey, I can't read and write. Can you help me out? I don't know how to do this. So in a way, I kind of feel discriminated because they're like, no, you have to do this yourself. Even though I'm telling them, I can't read and write. All I'm asking is for a little bit of help. I'm not asking for anything else.
Exactly.
It's not like I'm asking for money if I'm not asking for,
right.
But
and they wouldn't help you at the courthouse?
No, not at the courthouse.
That's disgusting. I'm sorry,
so,
by the way.
That's fine. So I would look into going into my lawyer where they understood my situation They helped me out and try to get through this. And finally, when they did, like I said, they did the investigation, and that's when they realized that, give this guy a break. He's trying to do the best as he can, and especially with the reading and writing now, we understand.
Right.
So that was all on paper of my disability. They helped me out, and we worked. I guess core worked that out from there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So, but it's tough. It's a long process. It's not easy. You're going in there blindfolded.
Right.
Like with my situation, blindfolded because you don't know nothing.
Right.
But yeah.
Beautiful story, and it worked out for you in the end. I wanted to switch gears though to talk about you as a child. So you just explained to me about your disability of not being able to read or write. What was that like being in school? No one tried to teach you. Your parents didn't try to change that.
Back in kindergarten, I was in bilingual class, all Spanish. So from oh my god, what did I just said? Kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
From kindergarten, first, second grade,
Mm-hmm.
all Spanish. And when I was getting to third grade, they switched me to English. But they didn't know that I had like some kind of disability problem.
Yeah.
So as soon as they put me in there, like my mind just erased like this. Everything, I got lost on everything. So now I have to learn English.
Mm-hmm.
And not to know that I was born and raised here in New Britain, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents always taught me, oh, you gotta know Spanish, so this and that. But I didn't know it was gonna be so hard for me to go back into English. So that's how I got mixed up on my head with English. I mean, with the reading and writing. I knew more how to read Spanish than English,
Mm-hmm.
but now it was like, crap. What do I do now? Like, how am I gonna read this? How am I gonna write this? Who's gonna help me? No matter how hard the teachers taught me how to read and write, it was hard for me. I don't know what happened there, but I don't know how does this works on my brain. I don't know how many people out there that have this problem,
Mm-hmm.
but my question is, if someone has this problem,
Yeah.
I would like to know, how does this work, or how did this happen?
Exactly.
If it happened to me, or if did it happen the same way to the other person?
So they just, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go
So
ahead.
the teachers just kept passing you through. Did you get left behind? Did you stay back at all?
No, they kept passing me, so I don't know if they wanted to help me out or they didn't want to deal with me, but that's a good question.
Well, the system clearly failed you because, an answer if you want, can you read or write now?
You know, thanks for technology of phones and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, let me go back. When I asked for help and at the library,
Mm-hmm.
and they have volunteers for reading and writing that teach you how to read and write.
Mm-hmm.
And I met this one guy that taught me how to read and write
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more than what I did. We became good friends, and he just kept teaching me and stuff like that. And I mean, let me tell you, if he's out there, awesome guy. I'll tell you, thank you for teaching me as much as I could that I know now because of him.
Mm-hmm.
And because top of that, the technologies on phone, it helped me out even more. So yes, I could kind of read text messages and stuff like that. Just don't give me a book. I don't read book because
Little increments you can read
Yes.
in. Okay.
yes. I look at a book and like the page, and it's like everything scribbles, and my brain freezes.
Okay.
So it's like I literally look like a possum frozen in a street.
Okay.
But that's I always ask my question. They just kept passing me, and the only time I had an A was on science.
Mm.
That's it. Everything else was all Fs.
Wow.
So if I have all Fs, why they kept
How'd you
passing me?
pass? Exactly. Well, I apologize for that, but your school definitely dropped the ball. And what was your parents' reaction? Because if you couldn't read or write and they're just passing you through, like how did your parents deal with that? Did that not raise any questions in their minds or
They try to do the best to give me other programs and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, that has to do with the the state and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I'm grateful for others, for programs like that. And they try their best and to try to help me out too. You know, both both of my parents. You know, um, me sitting down, try to read a newspaper with my father. He would teach me how to read a newspaper with my father
Mm-hmm.
every morning. But it wouldn't register in my head at that time because the situation, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But
How'd that make you feel though? Like seeing other classmates do something that you essentially couldn't do. How'd it make you feel in here?
I never paid no mind to it. I
Okay.
never paid no mind to what other kids were, how they doing or what they doing or stuff like that. I was
Mm-hmm.
more worried about myself
Okay.
at the time in high school. Um, I was trying to deal with the problem that I had
Mm-hmm.
at the time, and the question, like I go back to that question, like I always said, it always stuck in my mind too. They kept passing me because of the situation. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah.
Did they want to deal with it? They didn't want to deal with it, or
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. Um,
How do you navigate into the working world with your disability?
um, it's a little tough too. Like
Mm-hmm.
if even if I have to sit down and sign an application,
Yeah.
I can't. I need. I mean, yeah, I could write my name. I could write the address, all the basic stuff,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But all the other questions that they need,
Mm-hmm.
I can't answer them because I can't read them. Or I can't understand what it says.
And do they assist you with it, or who helps you get through those obstacles?
My girl,
Your lady.
yes,
Oh,
she's she's the one that's right there with me all the time.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
How how was that? Telling her, cause I'm sure it's not easy to tell someone that.
It was it was nerve wracking
Mm-hmm.
after our, I say, about first week. Didn't know how to tell her, but she was like, okay,
Just like
and
that.
yeah, okay, and I'm like, seriously, like I can't even read and write, so that's might be a little bit more work for you to help me out. She's like, okay, then I'll help you out. I have been denied a few dates because of that
Really?
in the past. Yeah, yeah,
But you work and you're an amazing father, from what I can tell, from what you already told me. So it's like that doesn't really take away from you as a man,
yeah,
as a human being.
yeah.
Oh, well, they weren't meant for you. You got the one that
That's
was
fine.
meant for you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just got to move along.
absolutely.
Yep.
So, what is it like with your children and their homework though? Because as parents, I'm sure we help with homework and things like that.
That's
What's that like?
that's tough too.
Mm-hmm.
I try to do as best. Like if it has to do anything with art or anything with science, I'm all in. Like
All
I
in.
all in. I leave the math and everything else, all the tough stuff to her.
Okay.
But um, I have no problem at all. You
Do your
know,
kids know?
I'm not sure if they quite understand yet. I mean, they're artistic. That's the thing. My kids are artistic, and my son is more artistic than my daughter, so that's why he's more of more like to himself. But if you see them or if you talk to them, they don't look like they're autistic, but
They
they
don't
are.
seem autistic at all.
No.
Okay. And how did you find out they were on the spectrum? What was that discovery like?
Um, I took as like, okay, same way. Okay, you just got to deal with it and be grateful that they have
Life.
life.
How
Exactly.
old were they when you found out?
They were like 7 at the time when they fully knew that they were autistic.
Who picked up on the signs?
Um, baby mom,
Okay.
my baby mom, yeah, she knew about them. I took him to the doctor, and then she called me up and told me about it. But I was like, I mean, they could talk, they could walk. I mean, they communicate with people like nothing else. They play around like regular children's. I mean, I don't see them artistic.
They're
I
just your
see them as
children.
regular kids.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
your children.
Yeah. So that's how I see them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. So, are they into any sports or any school activities or things like that?
At the moment, they're not. I mean, my daughter likes music, so
Yeah?
she likes to play the flute, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, I got a little emotional about that.
Oh, it's
So,
okay.
Yeah, she likes to play the flute, so she likes to play instruments and stuff like that. My son more. It's funny because if I sit down with a shitload of Legos, I probably would play there all day, and that's how he is too.
Really? He likes to
Yeah.
build things.
He likes to build things.
Wow.
And that's how I like to build things from the ground up, and no matter what it is. It could be from construction. It could be, and that's how I started as a kid, playing with Legos and started building stuff. And now it's like, in my head, I could just build a house or build the frame of a house and stuff like that.
So you're a visual learner.
Yeah.
That's actually like a superpower. I don't know if anybody ever told you that.
No, first time.
You're good. You're good.
Thank you.
What's your other profession? I believe you told me earlier you drive trucks.
Yes.
So do you go city to city or state to state?
State to state.
Oh my gosh. So what was that like? Because I know that you guys have to use maps, navigation,
GPS and all that
and
stuff.
yeah, what was that like traveling?
From when I first started, yeah, it was a lot to learn.
Okay.
Basically, you're getting in the truck, going across country. Once you get to that state, you know you're gonna stay there. So you're like, crap. Now I'm gonna be on survivor mode.
Yeah.
Now you have to learn how to live out there. You're basically like living in the street. Like you're not homeless, but you're homeless because you're in the truck. So as little by little, I started learning how to live comfortable in the truck. So I started like adding stuff here and there to be comfortable in the truck. And now it's like I feel like I'm in a mini studio living in the truck, so I don't mind it at all. It just takes almost a few years to learn a lot of this stuff. It just, you can't pick this up for 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
It's not easy. It's really not.
Have you ever got lost?
Oh, plenty of times.
How'd you find your way?
Plenty of times. It's common sense. You don't. If you get lost, you're not gonna use GPS. Like if you're gonna get stuck somewhere, GPS has no signal, no nothing. You have to use your, of course, maps too. And that's another thing. I may not read and write, but I can read a map. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know how to read a map.
I love that.
I can definitely read a map. And thanks to still paper maps, you can still find your way out.
You still use paper maps?
Yeah, every once in a while I still do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to use a paper map, so
Really?
I'd be screwed. I would be so screwed so bad.
Yeah, no, I normally would read a map, and my girl would be like, "You understand that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of scribbly lines. That's how you just all those scribbled lines. It's just the road." I still don't understand that. I'm like, "Sorry, it takes a while to learn."
Yeah.
That's one thing I actually picked up when they taught me in high school. That's the only thing that stood in my head. You know, a little simple map on a piece of paper, and I'm like, okay, I think I could do this. And little by little,
You find your way.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So with you having a job going state to state, I'm sure it was pretty often. What
Yeah.
was that like maintaining like being a good dad, being away from the kids? How was that?
Um, it was hard at first
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't understood why I got to stay out for so long, or when I'm coming back, or when dad's gonna pick me up and let me see dad, or this is that, this that. Um, what broke my heart when the first couple months is what tells me is like, are you not? So you're not coming to pick me up? I'm like, yeah. You don't love me no more. I'm like, I do. So why you gotta be so far? And I'm like, cause I have to work for you guys, and this is what this is part of life. As a grown up, you have to work. It's like, oh, okay. Then again, like I said, because sometimes disability, it's hard to try to get them to understand. So it's a little hard, but it's something you have to do. It's something you have to, as a parent, you have to soak it in a lot.
Yeah.
So, but little by little, they started understanding,
Mm-hmm.
that I guess they got used to it. They knew what I'm about. So they kind of understand now why I got to be on the road for so long.
Yeah.
So,
What's
but yeah,
the longest duration of time that you've been away from
almost
them?
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months on the road.
Wow. Where'd you go?
Across. It could be from Massachusetts down to California, and then coming back from different states to state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every stop in each state, coming back. So, but it paid the bills.
Pays the bills.
Pays the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It was not. That's the longest, and it was not easy. But
Yeah. But you did what you had to do as a father.
yeah.
So I respect it. Do the kids ever come like stay the night with you at your home or
No,
no?
no.
Where do they live?
They're in Hartford.
Oh, so they're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, they're in Hartford. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you see them now?
Very not too often.
How come?
Oh, it's just like I said. I don't know if honestly I don't know what's going on with her. She has problems, like certain problems. Um, I don't think I want to get into too much into it,
Right.
but yeah.
Do you talk to them often?
I rarely talk to them now.
Okay.
Not as much as I wanted to, but I yeah.
I understand. I understand. I wanted to know from your childhood to how you raise your children, how your parents raised you, how is it different or how is it the same with how you raise your own kids?
Um. Well, it's me and my sister.
Mhm.
I'm the youngest.
Like your son.
Yeah. I'm the youngest, and like I said, me and my sister are like how they say two butt cheeks stuck together.
Mm-hmm.
Except right now, she's in Florida, I'm here, but we always keep in contact. We always checking out for each other. Always looking out for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're together, when I take a trip to Florida, we're always together. I forget that I'm traveling with my girl, or I even forget that I'm even going to go see my mom. It's sad, But that's how me and my sister are. We just leave them at home. I mean, I got my girl with her mom, with my mom. They'll get
They'll be
along
all right.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be all right. Let's just go do some shopping or something. But as parent wise, I was real close to my father.
Mm-hmm.
Always was close to my father. We were like really, really best, more than father, best friends, everything. Um, we would go out, leave my mom cooking. Like once or we would go out, leave my mom cooking at home. We would go to a bar, have a drink, maybe have a pizza or something like that, and we would come home. My mom would be like, "Oh, dinner's ready." I'm like, "We're not hungry." Why do you eat? And I'm like, "No, we're just not hungry. For some reason, we just not
You
hungry."
wouldn't tell her the truth.
Yeah, we didn't want to do because we want to make her feel bad.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
we looked at each other like, "Shit."
Don't tell mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just let this pass by and then we'll eat later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then um, wherever I go, he was like, "Where you going?" "Oh, I'm going this way." "Well, let's go." We always hang out. That's what me and my father was. We always end up doing things together, building
Mm-hmm.
things together, and then there was this one day where um, it was winter, ready to go for 2000. It was in 2005, going 2006. Um, I wanted to go to New York with my friend, well, to New Jersey with my friend, to go see the ball drop in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the morning. Then that when I got over there, my father called me. He asked me, "Hey, are you coming back home?" I'm like, "No, because I'm gonna go see the ball drop in New York." He's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Okay, everything okay?" "Yeah, yeah, everything okay." Well, he was like, "Well, anyways, be careful, take care, and I love you." And it was kind of strange because he was like, I knew he loved me, but for him to say that he loved me, it was just the words coming out of his mouth over the phone. It was just like, okay. Um, I'm getting ready to go, and I get a phone call from my sister. "Hey, you need to come back home." I'm like, "Why?" "Dad doesn't feel good." I'm like, "Okay." Now knowing my father had heart problems, and every time he wasn't feeling good, I was the one that was rushing to the hospital. And so all right, so I had a little two-seater car back then, and it was almost like a blizzard storm. So I'm coming down 95 on a blizzard storm, we're doing 80 miles an hour on a small little car. I get home, I'm like, "How's Dad?" My sister's like, "He's gone." I'm like, "I know he's gone. He's at the hospital, but how he's doing?" She's like, "No, you don't understand. He's gone." So I always had that guilt of saying, "Damn, this was my fault. Why I wasn't there to take him to the hospital." By the time my sister called the ambulance, they didn't got there almost 45 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
So my father passed away at the house. And I always had that guilt. I'm like, since I was the one always rushing him to the hospital, I wasn't there to save him. So um, since 2006, I always had that guilt.
That's not your fault.
So I always ask myself, will he forgive me? Or he passed away mad at me because I didn't came back?
Oh no, Alberto, you can't hold on to that. He called you and said, "I love you." He wasn't mad at you. He just wanted you to know, because maybe in hindsight he knew what was about to happen, and he needed to make sure you knew that you were loved unconditionally by him, and you still are. But don't carry that. You can't carry that. That's too heavy. Look at what it's doing to you.
All these years, and I've
Yeah.
always had that. I'm sorry.
No, please, it's fine. This is what it's about. It's fine. Take your time. Take your time.
You know, a few years later, that's, I spoke about my kids, and a year later, that's when I met my baby mom. But that's when that all happened. Together for almost 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then we separated. Then another year later, that's when I met my girl. My girl for 11 years now.
11 years.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And I said she's the backbone of my life. And we met at I think we met online at one of the dating sites. And
Wait a minute. You
yeah.
can't skip over that. Tell the people which one. You got a successful 11-year relationship. What dating site was it?
You know what? It was 11 years. I don't even know if it exists or I don't even remember it. I was just like, I met her. Okay, I met someone. Okay, I'm done with that site. So
You guys met, and then what happened?
we were in the process of at that time because we couldn't afford the house anymore when my father passed away. My mom and my sister moved to Florida, and my mom went with my sister. And I stayed at the house, cleaning up and stuff like that, cleaning up the rest of the house because it was getting ready to be on the market.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we hit with that snowstorm too, 4 years ago I think it was, or where there was power outage and everything. So I was basically living because everything was shut off. So I was living with the heat of the fireplace and pretty much it.
Wow.
No electricity, no nothing. We were just getting ready to get rid of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that's my girl. And at that time when I was bored playing with my phone and answering back and forth, she wasn't easy to get. She really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
She was, when I first saw her, I don't know why, but she had like a picture of her, like it attracted me, but at the same time it was like the type of picture like, yeah, I'm a bitch. So don't test me. But I did. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna test you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh, hi, just like that, just cold. So I'm
Wow.
like, you're very pretty. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm like, so I just kept going until one day we exchanged number,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I called her up. I'm like, hey, I'm getting out of work early. You want to go out? And I believe she's like, yeah, I'm gonna I'm by myself. I'm bored, and
Mm-hmm.
so like, yeah. So I'm not sure if it was a piece of place that we ended up going.
Mm-hmm.
That was our first date, and from there on, like she, we clicked and we became first like really good friends. From
Mm-hmm.
good friends, a week later, it was like she was already living in my house.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
and then we got along so good. It's like I said, we're still together till now. For 11 years now, we're still together.
Beautiful.
And but I gotta give it to her. She helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
She helped me out a lot. She accepted my disability. Her family is amazing. I have um, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law. She's she's amazing. Her nieces, nephew. You know what? I love them. The dogs are amazing. I love them all.
Wow. And she doesn't have
No,
children.
no
Okay.
children's. No,
Do you guys want children?
No,
You're done?
no, we're done. I'm done. I'm done. But she's also has, she got some disability problems.
Oh,
So
okay.
she
Okay, I
can't.
see.
Yeah,
So the nieces and nephews are the children.
it's enough.
That's it.
It's
Yeah.
enough. I mean, they're old, they're grown, they're old, but you know what? Their energy is enough.
Yeah.
So,
Good enough.
yep, they there's something they turn my after that they turn my life around where I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
That's good. I wanted to get into some hypothetical questions about your kids.
yes,
I asked all the parents this.
yes.
If your son or daughter were dating and they brought home someone that you did not approve of whatsoever, would you tell them or would you let them experience the relationship for themselves and just figure it out?
Mm, that's a good question. You know what? I think I would tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
think.
just cut and dry or you're like ease into it?
No, I will ease into it. I got to study the. I can't just be like no. I got to study
Uh-huh.
the whoever that person is first.
Mm.
But before I get my answer, you got to sit in front of the judge before the answer. So yeah,
And what's a good age that you think kids should be allowed to date?
that's tough.
Hey. Want to know my answer? I'll tell you mine.
Yes.
16. My mom let me when I was 16. I started earlier than that, but 16 is good enough.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say a little bit more, but
What were you going to say? Tell me. Not 30.
No, not 30, but I'd say like 19 or 20. After
19 or
that,
20.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I always say, just learn things first, study first. You're gonna find someone later on that's gonna love you, or if you're looking for love, or if she's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like my my niece and my sister. I only have one blood niece and my sister, and she was I don't know how she did it,
Mm-hmm.
but she's an amazing girl. She's she's so educated. She don't say bad words. She don't say anything. But I mean, don't get her on the wrong side,
Yeah.
But she'll cuss you out without the bad words or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she'll cuss you out. But other than that, she was in high school and college at the same time, and then I, this is how I feel like I'm getting old too fast because I'm hearing all these things and now I don't know, she was in college for like maybe I don't know how long, and now I'm hearing that she's graduating. She's 20, 20 I think 20
Mm-hmm.
years old.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm confused. Like so this kids these days are growing so fast too, and
Yeah.
if you study, you go up there. Like all she does is study.
Well, she's a
That's
good
all
girl.
she does. She is.
Bless her.
She is.
How would you approach the say no to drugs, say no to sex conversation with your son and your daughter?
I have no I have no shame to talk to them about anything stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let them know how it is, or and I mean, it's always good to tell them, stay away from drugs.
Yeah.
Even stay away from weed, even though a lot of people smoke weed every day. But
Mm-hmm.
kids these days, what was crazy? I was working.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work at Amazon. I forgot about that.
Okay.
And I had a coworker, which blew my mind. A coworker that told me, "Oh, my son at home right now is smoking weed." I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking that kid's probably like 17, 18. When he told me her age, I'm like, what?
How old were they?
They were 14.
Mm.
I'm like, okay. I can't say anything because they're your children's. But me at 14 years old, I think, I'm sorry, but
That's a no.
I will forget the law.
You forget the law?
I will forget the law. And I will flip.
Yeah.
And then I had to walk away. I'm like 14, walk away. But I understand that kids from even at 12, 13 years old, they start experimenting. Trust me, and I heard, but like you're a parent, you should know Like, I don't know.
You should know better than that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
how do you feel about your kids swearing around you?
it all depends. Like, if they know better not to swear. I mean, if it comes out, I can just look at them. They know the deal.
Yeah.
But they know better not to swear. It's not
appropriate.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you believe that parents can be their children's friend?
Yeah.
As long as they respect the boundary, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And what type of discipline do you believe in? Physical discipline, or I'm taking this away?
More taking this away.
Okay.
Any physical, it's just, I feel like it's like me. It'll stay stuck in their head.
Mm-hmm.
You know that people don't know that it will stay stuck in their head, and not they won't hate you for it, but it can mess up their head.
They'll resent you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Mentally.
Absolutely.
You know? So, I mean, trust me, I deserved that thinking about it back then. You know, I got my beans, but I do remember those beans.
I didn't deserve any of them, and I say that boldly.
Especially, exactly, especially on a Puerto Rican family. You know, you got that flip flop.
The chancletazo.
Yep.
Yeah.
People go, tuk. I'm like, got me, okay. But you know, I wasn't an easy kid either. But I mean, I had my little trouble. I was a little troublemaker too. But who's not? But you know, as a kid.
Yeah, we're kids.
Yeah. But yeah.
What's an absolute deal breaker for you? Like if your kids do this, like they're done. Like mine is, if my daughter lies to me, I don't want to talk about it. Give me your electronics because you didn't have to lie. What's an absolute deal breaker in your household?
I had a few situations like that. Like, you know, I would take depending on the situation. But yeah, there were a few times where I had to take their phones away, and I had to sit down and talk to them. Like, you know, this is not right for you to lie, and you just can't be lying. You can't. You get, you know, if I will feel better if you tell me the truth. I'll be mad, but it'll go away. But the truth is always the best way to go.
Absolutely.
It's always the best way to go. You know. So.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yep.
Yeah. I literally enjoyed this interview with you.
Thank you.
You are such an amazing human being. Like, my heart is bursting for you.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I know your kids are going to be so proud to just continue calling you dad because you are one hell of a father.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. But before we wrap, I do have one more question.
Yes.
Tell me 5 things that you feel, in your opinion, make up a great father.
Oh my God. You know, my brain is like, it's all over the place. Always, I think one of the main things is always be there for them. Always be there for them, no matter if it's through phone, if it's physically in front of you. Always show them love. That's I don't know what's the five of them are, but I do know it's just show them love. Trust me, and in the long run, when they grow, they're your best friends. They're gonna be there when you need them, no matter what. So, but yeah.
Absolutely. No, those were good key points. You did great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. Parental Vision, all of us here, we definitely appreciate you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, that's a wrap for Parental Vision. Once again, I'm your host, Tiana Caprice. Until next time, bye.